You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
Wow.
We are
That was
live.
abrupt.
That was abrupt, right? I was kind of like jamming to the song. And then
Right, and all of a sudden, bang.
bang,
We're on.
it's here.
What's up, guys?
What is up, everybody? Robbie is with us.
Jeff Wedding, Joel, Preston, Sheldon, Stevie B, Ron, Marcus. What's going on, guys? All right. So I got to call this out. You know, I love this community. I think John and I have said it about 1 million times.
Yeah.
I got to call out Ron Shepard. Ron, your package arrived today. Ron actually was so nice and took the time to carefully package a gift for myself, for John, for Amy, and for Nick. And it came today, and we received it. And I got to say,
much obliged,
John,
Ron.
I said, John and I we're thrilled over your choice of gifts for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Sent me a bottle of rye from a local distillery in the Maryland area. And then John got craft beer. Both Nick and Amy got art.
I love it,
which
thank
is
you
really
very
nice.
much.
Ron, I don't know what to say, man. All right, Amy's coming in.
Ron?
Yep.
Hang on,
yep,
let me.
yep. Here we go.
Is it just best if I say it? Ron, I love it, so I can't wait to
You
frame
have
it.
totally diminished the artwork by holding
Thank
it
you
next
so
to,
much. I
to
can't wait
John's
to
head.
frame it.
Nice.
Why would you hold it next to John's head? That totally
I know,
diminishes
right?
the
It's
artwork right
ugly
there.
looks not as good.
Okay, I
Although
mean, you
think
should
from now on,
immediately.
You should have to call your name 3 times to get you. to
I
come to
think
the
what you
office.
should do is put it in front of John's head, and that will improve the entire show
I know,
altogether. Okay. So ironically enough, Ron, I was calling John before the show after we opened the package, and again, thank you so much. And pulling the gifts out, and I was calling John, telling him that something was there for him, and he did not answer the phone. And we all here guess, man, if they took book on this in Vegas, I could retire tomorrow. What do we all think John was doing? Go ahead, Robbie. You can make the first guess. What do we think John was doing that he did not pick up the phone when I called him about Ron's gift?
Was he watching Black Panther for like the 18th time?
He was, but you overbid a little bit like Price is Right.
It's not.
It would be 9, but there's still plenty of time left in this week, and I'm sure we will hit the mark of 18 before the week is out. Can you mute that?
Is that me?
Oops,
sorry.
Yeah, it is you.
Did you hit the thumbs up?
I did.
I'm
Did everybody
not
hit the thumbs up?
I'm not smart enough to be able to hear my own echo and still talk.
Thank you, Ronald.
Ooh.
This was
Oh,
too
wow.
kind. This was overly too kind. So thank you.
Yeah, Ron, and you sent us a gift, so hopefully you're getting top dollar for selling your blood. You know, go to the Red Cross around the corner. I think they offer more. I don't know.
By the way, Ronald, out of curiosity, wow, I almost balanced that for a little bit. This is too generous. You should not have. Thank you. Ronald, I am curious. What else did you pick up at Comic Art Live? You're a maniac, man.
I will say this, that from this point forward, obviously Ron will win any best offer he's in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, this is in no way to encourage other viewers than me and John F's. But if you want to, who am I to stop you? This is America, right?
It wouldn't hurt. If you
Joking aside, no, thank you, Ron. That was very nice of you. You didn't have to do that by any stretch of the imagination.
Look at what Preston wrote. And listen, all kidding aside, if you are ever going to send a gift, Send it to anybody but me. You guys are too generous. So give it to the people that actually work hard.
Preston,
I'm going to go golfing now.
We will DNA test that to see if it is actually Ron's blood. It may have just been his wife tased him and he happened to bleed on the piece, which is always possible. Running, he might have told you.
Oh, it's over, man. We can't be that dark now.
We can be dark like this for 11 months out of the year, buddy. Come on. Yeah, you can send them, Joel. I just can't guarantee they're actually going to get paid, buddy. So if your credit card stops working at the convenience store, you know what happened. But again, a real shout out to Ron. Thank you so much, Ron. That was unnecessary, but greatly appreciated. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, seriously, that was it's very, very nice, man. I don't.
And there's something in the private chat probably telling you to move the show forward.
I don't care. I never read that anyway.
Were we supposed to read it?
I never. Hey, Lars, man, what's up, buddy? We got some Spidey stuff for you tonight.
Nice.
Ken,
Ken
what's
Burn,
going on, buddy? And weird, you are correct. The Lions have won two in a row. It's a shocker to me, along with everything else. All right. Hey, Robbie, are we still breaking up, or does it sound good to you?
You guys are breaking up a little bit to us, I think. Anybody in the chat notice that? Am I breaking up?
Man,
Are they breaking up?
I have no idea.
All right, let's put it like this. Put in a 1 if it's us breaking up. Put in a 2 if it's Robbie breaking up.
Because I hate to say it about
put in a 3 if it's both of us breaking up.
The problem is about the only way I can do this is to reboot the computer, which would then take us off.
Let's just.
I think it's us.
Well,
because
let's just say 1 for Dynamite, 2 for Robbie, 3 for both.
There you go. There they are.
Looks like it's us. All right, we have to reboot. Robbie, you talk. Be the charming, suave, good-looking person that you are.
Hey, Jay, I'm gonna go offline, man. I'm gonna try a reboot. Okay.
Absolutely, I got you.
There we go.
What, Jay?
I got you. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, we're going on.
All right.
It's not you. It's me.
All right, let's go. All right,
This is
Robbie,
fun.
it's all you. Buddy.
Yeah, man, it's all me. So, did anybody out there
you.
see? There we go. Did anybody out there see Black Panther this week? I see that we got lots of cool Black Panther and Namor related stuff there on the rack. My bad, Namor. Right now, we don't want to spoil it for anybody, but if you did see it, did you like it? What'd you think? You know, I'm sure we'll be talking about that tonight. They're going to be getting into some great comics and collectibles, some commissioned cover art, CGC graded books. So all that is to come, and lots of banter and conversation. So I'll go ahead and get a lot of that out of the way before Rex comes back in. My Cowboys lost by making some bonehead decisions in OT yesterday, lost to the Packers. They went for it on 4th and 4 in overtime when they could have just kicked it, got a field goal, but whatever. Hope your team won. Hope it's doing well for you. The Lakers actually won their 3rd game for the entire season so far last night. So I guess that's cool. We're like 3-10. So sports wise, it was pretty bleak for me personally this weekend, but we did go see Black Panther. We had a fun retro game night on Friday night at my place. It was me and a bunch of homies from the PCP crew, and we wound up playing the NES 1989 Batman, which I love that game. And we thought 100% we were going to beat it that night, but we were drinking. And as the difficulty on the game gets increased, our drunkenness increases and our ability to play the game decreases. So we did not beat the game, but it was a lot of fun. So what are some of your favorite retro games? Do you still play retro games and all that kind of stuff? What am I reading? Currently, I've been reading through my 8-ball collection. Fantagraphics just put out the complete 8-ball issues 1 through 18 by Daniel Clowes. I'm a big fan of that series. And I've read a lot of the collected graphic novels that have come after that, but I've never really read each and every issue of 8-ball. And this new collection has everything, including the letters pages, all the little fun stuff, all the little bits. So that's fun. And I'm also still doing a read through of the Sandman, Neil Gaiman's Sandman, because the Audible Act 2 and 3 are out now. And I'm going through Act 2, the Audible. If you've never checked out Sandman on Audible, You definitely have to check that out. It is absolutely phenomenal, but I don't want it to get too, I want to read ahead because it's been a while since I've read through all of Sandman. So that's fun. The problem is when you read 8 Ball and you read Sandman like this, it makes other comics sometimes not feel quite as elevated, but they're still fun. Hey, look who's back. Are y'all there?
Hey, yeah, you sound a little choppy to me. I don't know. Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, because you were still choppy for a minute there. So I don't know if it's not a computer problem. It might be, unfortunately, a internet problem because we have the wonderful Comcast here. And
that's how it is.
It's the problem with monopolies. They pretty much get to do whatever they want. And they're not really overly concerned. So let me see.
We should probably just grab like a Verizon 5G thing for this show.
Okay. Sure.
Have it be like a dedicated.
I would love to do that, my friend. All right. So, all right. So here we are. So we're coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, we can hear you
yes,
totally
no,
fine,
maybe?
Yep. I think
right,
you're a little delayed from me, I think. Yeah.
Why would we be a little bit delayed? That's weird.
So when I say one, you say.
I don't know if this is the internet or you just stopped talking.
All right. I'm excited to be here today.
You act like you just met me. What's that? Say that again.
Nothing.
This isn't going
Nothing. Your things are going great.
This never happens on Robbie's show.
All right. So Jeff Whiting says
buffering.
All right, and Weird says we're still very blurry and your voice is still skipping. Oh well, you tried. All right. Well.
Oh well, you tried. Free giveaway, everybody. I hear you both fine.
Hey, there's a free giveaway tonight.
There is. That is correct. There will be a free CGC giveaway, and it will be hold on. I can tell you right now what it's going to be. So it will be Spawn number 311, Chadwick Boseman commemorative CGC cover, graded 9.8. And we're going to be giving that away. And Jay, let's come up with a hashtag. Nick says hashtag love EXP. So that's the hashtag to enter the giveaway and give everybody a chance to get in there. And we will do the drawing at right after best offers close, I guess.
Sure.
Sounds good to me. All right, that's a plan.
Sounds great.
Marcus, hashtag love HD.
Look what Ron picked up. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 3 cover recreation. Wow.
Oh, nice.
That is nice.
Wow, you did spend some money this weekend, Ron. And send us a gift. Again, if we were too choppy, I want to thank Ron again for the totally unnecessary but greatly appreciated gift for me, John, Amy, and Nick. That was heartfelt. We were very surprised. I mean, generally I'm just thinking we're slowly clearing up. That's great. We got somebody out there. We got the hamster in the wheel, making sure we get the high-powered HD. Go whip the hamster. Would you
just stream this from my phone? Or?
We might have to.
Hey, everybody, welcome to
Stevie
the
B,
show.
must be Jersey. Anthony Schneider had terrible connection yesterday while getting his head shaved on CAF Live. Oh my God, too funny. So we'll get to best offers first, but Robbie, gotta say, man, Aaron Rodgers seems to have your number.
I think Mike McCarthy has our number, to be honest with you. Why would you go for it on 4th and 4 in overtime? And also, I saw someone in the chat mention this. That was clearly pass interference on CeeDee Lamb right there, like against him, because they literally like had his arms pinned back. It was ridiculous, man. That whole game should not have gone that way at the end. I'm disappointed in everybody for the way they finished that game. I'll just say that.
Disappointed. That hurts even worse than being angry when they're just.
Can I be honest?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
I mean, it doesn't help when your star quarterback tosses up 2 INTs there, buddy.
Hey, I understand that, brother. I get that. But the thing is, even doing that, we were doing fine for a moment, right? Like there's a lot of mistakes that were made all the way around during that game, especially in the the very tail end of the second half and overtime. Why would you go for it? We have one of the best legs as far as field goals go. You know what I'm saying? Why would you? I'm fine. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Let me be the first to say it. Is it time to start talking about Coop, or is it too early?
No, it's not time.
Are you sure?
No, that's not the problem. Cooper Rush.
You got a quarterback that throws 2 INTs in the game. You got a problem. Okay,
hey man,
I'm just saying
it happens. You just wait.
Okay. All right. You let me know when it's time to talk about Coop coming back under center.
Josh
okay?
Allen's been throwing a lot of picks too, man. Why don't you pick on him for a while, okay?
Oh, he's been sucking to join up this year, man. I mean, come on, dude.
I watched the tail end of that game. That was crazy what the Vikings did, and they keep doing it all year long, and we got them next week. So,
yeah, the Vikings are surprisingly good, but I still think Kirk Cousins is overrated. I always have.
You want to give these people free stuff?
Well, at the end of the show, we will. If you're talking about my gift from Ron, no. I'm not giving that to you. I'm not giving it to you either. I'm not sharing any of that. That's going home with me, man. All right, so let's get to the best offer books. So first up, we got Secret Invasion number 3, DF exclusive alternate cover, signed by Mel Ruby. The Secret Invasion series is coming out soon. I love this cover, by the way. And we have one available, and it is a best offer item starting at $10.
Yeah, this is a great time to pick this up.
Just FYI, Amy said everything broke. Nothing was left for you, so this is what you got.
Thank you very much.
You got a note.
I got a note. Thank you.
It was weird because as she was saying that, she was going to her car with a bag.
I am the last person to say anything about going to my car from this office.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good, safe bet for you, my friend.
Be buying a bigger car next year.
Yeah, right. I'll start to worry when you pull up with a box truck. So Stevie B, yes, I know another win for the Jets. I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the Jets season so much. I'm amazed. I'm enjoying the Dolphins season so much as well. With Tua kind of revitalized. It's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal to watch the Jets have some, this kind of success. The Seahawks, weren't able to pull it out, but Geno Smith, I'm still enjoying his resurgence, if you will. So it's an interesting season, that's for sure. But maybe it's time to bring Cooper Rush back. I don't know. Just saying.
We'll see.
All right. So the next best offer item is Iron Man number 1, CGC graded 9.8, Alex Ross cover. We have one available. It's going to be a best offer item starting at $50. All right, so there we go.
All of these Iron Man Alex Ross covers that he's been doing are amazing. Now they got Alex doing Fantastic Four covers. He just wrapped up doing some Captain America covers. Like, his cover work is some of the best still today.
So, Ron, Lars, man, I hope Baker Mayfield has a nice run with Panthers coming up. Hopefully, I still enjoy his commercials. But Ron, I know that you picked up the Namor and Shuri CCAs on Friday. Guess what? We have slightly different perspectives, but this will give everybody else an opportunity. We have those two on tonight's show as well.
Is that a name drop? Did they have to do a shot for Ron?
Well, not unless they actually spoke to Ken. Do you not know the rules of the game? You don't even drink during the game. I
spoke to Ken.
All right, so
we're talking about Ken.
All right, just whip the bottle out, people. Get ready because this one's going to be like 10 points.
This was super nice of Ken. He contacted me. He was up here in the office, I guess, 3 or 4 days ago? And he left something for me, and I figured we'll sort of do I don't know if it's quite unboxing, but we're going to open up and see what he left for me. Oh, boy.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't tape it back up correctly when I opened it because make sure it wasn't something I wanted.
This is great. And Ken signed it the way we just Somebody tell the publisher to come in here. He's going to need to see this.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if you can see how Ken
Hold
signed
it further. No, further up so we can see the whole picture. Oh, that is so cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Ken, if you're watching, much appreciated. I'll I'll text you after the show. Thank you so much.
Emmy Comics, what's going on, my man?
The inscription is to John, the best thing to ever happen to Dynamite Comics since Nick.
Wow. Why's he got to lie to you like that, man?
No, it was a joke. I asked him to sign something like that, and it was a joke, and like it was a running joke for a while.
He said John was good looking too. We all knew that.
Yeah,
was
right.
Too. All right.
Which was super nice. Again, thanks. I mean, Ken is just, what can be said about his work that we haven't already said?
Oh, Ed Weird. I don't even worry about that anymore. We leave it to Amy. So if Amy's got to take him down with some jujitsu, then so be it. I try to get out of there before the cops come, and I got to file police reports and that kind of thing. All right.
I just have this and this box of the Submariner statue. That's all I have with me.
I know this.
Amy had an idea. She sent me in here because she's doing stuff. So Lars Man gets first crack. Then if he passes, everybody else does. Amazing Spider-Man #1, signed by Humberto Ramos and Edgar Delgado. I believe both artists live in Mexico. We have 9 of these signed in the world. I can't remember what we sell it for, but it is a premium. This is number 7 of 9. Only 9. You missed it, and me. John wanted to live like a cat, so he saw it 9 times for 9 lives. We're going to do this for $62. Elite Gold Signature Series. So, Lars Man, you get first crack, being the big Spider-Man fan. And if not, this is a huge. Amy saw this and said, let's put it on the air. Nick, I'm busy. Can you go do it? And it's claimed.
That didn't take long at all.
Number 7 of 9. Congratulations, Lars Man.
And we're done. Good night, everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what's funny? At conventions, Humberto Ramos charges like $5 a signature. But for Amazing Spider-Man #1, he charges $20 a signature. Because, deservedly so. He put a lot of time and effort into it. I was going to say, that's, I don't have a problem with that. I know that people... when I hear 7 of 9, he's thinking Star Trek.
Nice.
Okay, one more Spider-Man quickie. Ooh. Because this is a big one. I know you've got the scan.
You don't need to pull it up because the scan will actually do it a lot better.
It will, but it's so cool to...
Wow, that's just great.
All right, so X-Men #1 signed with...
and me said those are rookie numbers. You can do better.
X-Men #1 signed with wraparound...
Marcus said he signs it 4 times slower.
All right, so that's X-Men #1 signed with wraparound Spidey and Doctor Strange cover sketch by Ken Hazer. It's just a retail of $129.99, and we have the one available for $62.
Even doing Kirby Crackle, man.
No, that's Ditko magic. Although it does look like Kirby Crackle.
I was going to say, doesn't it look like Kirby?
Yeah.
Creative Keep. It is $62, my friend. Let me know if you still want it.
Creative Keep is back. Hey, man.
I know it's been a while. All right, so.
By the way, everybody, we're going to do a giveaway every show leading up to Christmas. I asked my guru. Let me show you my guru.
All right. So, all right. You got a Creative Keep. I got you down, buddy. All right. So I was going to segue after John brought in the prize.
Oh, no, it's back.
So we asked our guru whether or not... Can you get rid of the comic collectibles? Oh, there you go. You can see it. We said, should we do a giveaway every show between now and Christmas? Rudolph said yes.
Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Look at that.
So we're going to do a giveaway between every show between now and Christmas. Every show, every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, there's going to be a giveaway.
Where did Rex hide it in July? Edward, you're not wrong, man.
It's going halfway across the parking lot.
You want to know where he hid it? He hid it where we put it away because he knew that was the last place I would look. He's like, ooh, this is where Nick stores it with the other Christmas stuff. I'll never look here.
He'll never look here.
All right, so we wanted to segue because of the Hazer gift to John. So we're doing Black Panther #1, and Ron saw this on Friday and picked it up. Black Panther #1 signed with Namor cover sketch by Ken Hazer. We have one available. Suggested retail $99.99. We have the one available for $50.
These were great. I saw this on Ken's Instagram. He sort of showed like the different things that he did. And I got to tell you, man, these are great. We've got the classic Namor. You've got movie Namor. We got the full suit, the black suit Namor.
Right.
Very cool stuff, man.
I love how, you were talking about
John's
Kirby Crackle. I love how he's using that to kind of make the water, right?
Yes.
From talking to artists over the years, and Robbie, I don't know if you've had a different experience. People either like Kirby Crackle or they don't. You know what I mean? Artists, some really embrace it. Others are like, I'm not adding 300 dots to this panel. It's not happening.
In my dream house, in my dream studio, when we finally make it big, right? I'm going to have Kirby Crackle on the wall. How cool would that be? Think about that.
Wow, that would be great.
It just sounds like a lot of work.
For somebody,
I wouldn't do it. I'd pay somebody to do it.
Sounds like still like a lot of work or a lot of money. But all right, so we have this one available. Ron picked up the set actually because we have a Shuri Namor or Shuri Black Panther as well.
Yeah.
There it is. Black Panther #1 signed with new Black Panther Shuri cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $99.99. And again, we got one for $50. All right, so these two will be available. And because of the technical glitch and everything else, we got to go to our first break.
Oh, my God. It's 6:30 already. We'll be back, everybody.
All right, stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Are you a comic creator? Are you a publisher? Do you make a comic book product? Do you own a retail store? Do you do something I haven't thought of? Who are you and what do you do? Let us know by advertising on The Experience and invite our viewers to patronize your product. Message the EXP on social media or email us _EXP@yahoo.com for more details. Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
Hey, and we're back. All right, so creative looks like Preston came in before you did on the Shuri, my friend. So you got it, Preston. I got you down. So still available is let me just double check. Jay, double check for me just to make sure I got the sequence of the claims correct. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me just double check. Yep. Okay. Yes, it is Preston. Okay. All right. So we still have the Black Panther #1 signed with the Namor sketch or Namor sketch, cover sketch by Ken Hazer. And we have this one available for $50 as well.
You see what Preston said?
All right. Wait. Okay. All right. So Creative Keep, check that. Preston, man, I love this community.
Yeah.
Preston is giving that to you and now claiming the Namor. Okay. Or Namor, depending on.
It's Namor.
I hate to say it, but if you look at
Sounds
other
French.
claim shows, it is almost like a night of long knives out there. Like people are constantly sniping each other and then they're like razzing each other for missing a book. And I get it, man. If you want to kind of do that sort of thing, but there's a lot of that out there. One of the reasons we did this show this way, I don't even know if we intentionally meant to do it.
Dude, we don't intend to do anything.
No, but I mean, the show organically kind of grew
man.
into this community where people will say, like, hey, man, you like this? I'll get this one instead. You know,
we're kind of like the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yikes.
Okay. We just go out there without a real game plan. Okay. And hope it all works out.
6-3, man. We're better than Tom Brady right now. We're good.
Could beat Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I can't help it. I'm sorry. All right. So I could be eating crow tonight, man. So, you know, you could be busted on me on Friday.
It's Namor. Yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want in the movie. I understand, but it's always going to be Namor to me. More likely, I tend to call him the Submariner actually more than.
We'll wait until next week when you've watched it about 42
and
times.
If you notice in the movie, some of the people, like especially the Wakandans, they do actually pronounce it Namor.
Because they're Wakandans. And
by the way, we might have another surprise coming soon. Just wanted to let everybody know. There may be a surprise coming. Rudolph says yes, there will be a surprise.
Okay.
Nice.
You know why? By the way, do you guys know why?
That's the correct
Will
spelling.
it be the Dynamite Christmas special comic?
Do you know why Rex didn't cut off Rudolph's head?
I'm afraid to ask.
Because who's the most evil person in animated cinema history? Whoever shot Bambi's mom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
So
yeah, that has nothing to do with
Rex did not want to cut off Rudolph's head because
that's absolutely untrue. That's totally untrue,
face.
And it's not Christmas yet. So
when he moves to Idaho, he'll change the way his name is pronounced.
Nice.
Who's that?
Namor or Namor.
Namor the Submariner.
Oh my! You know what? That would have been funny, man. Yeah, I mean, I urge everybody to see it. We've talked about the movie a lot, like leading up to the movie. They're doing a Black Panther movie without the actor recognized as the Black Panther. They've got a big uphill climb. You know, like the biggest thing I'm hearing people saying is it's not as good as the first one. It wasn't going to be once, you know, Chadwick Boseman passed. It just wasn't.
I mean, they got a lot of headway. I agree.
Even if they recast someone, right? They chose to be respectful and wait a period of time before doing it. But suppose they hadn't done that. Suppose they'd have jumped in, or maybe they'd done like a multiversal Killmonger or just another actor to play T'Challa. I just don't think.
I agree with you.
The timing wasn't right.
It was going to be
whoever was unfortunate enough to get that gig would be inevitably compared to Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They need to wait a while. Kind of let the sort of memory of Chadwick Boseman's performance settle into that, you know, memory layer of, you know, I remember it, and then we move on to, you know what I mean? We move on to a new story, new actor, you know, however they decide to go.
Right. No, I think I knew that coming in. That's a pretty big hill to have to.
Yeah, I mean, come on. The guy's performance is massive. His talent is massive. Black Panther is one of the best MCU
I think more than
movies,
anything.
And then the guy passes away.
Yeah, suddenly. I think that has a lot to do
with it. And the
experience
of it. The guy who plays Everett Ross, I can't think of his name now. The actor who plays Everett Ross.
Martin Freeman.
Thank you. He actually said at one of the events, he was shocked that people did not realize that Chadwick Boseman was ill, how ill he was, and how he continued pressing forward with performances in movies. And he did other movies. It wasn't like he just did Black Panther. He was in a couple other movies.
I'll be honest.
If you remember in hindsight, like when he was in Infinity War, people were talking about how it looks like he had like he didn't jack up for this one, and people were criticizing him for not maintaining that physique. And then when you find out what was going on, that's rough, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there were comments that said when they shot those scenes near the end, they had to sort of treat it in like a medical setting where, you know, he would work, and when he was tired, he couldn't work or whatever. The guy was a trooper in like both the literal and, you know, slang cinema term of the word. So they did their level best. I mean, obviously, I like this movie. I've seen it 9 times. I'll probably see it several more times in the theater before I'm done. The actor who plays Namor, again, that actor has a very hard uphill climb, right? Because Submariner is a character with what, a 70-year history? And it's portrayed a certain way. So not only are they changing his character, they're changing Submariner, they're changing all of Atlantis. It's not Atlantis. They're changing the whole. Well, so that actor had a significant uphill climb. That being said, I think they got more out of that movie than I expected, quite honestly.
Let me say this. I mean, from putting Black Panther aside, Chadwick Boseman was a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Okay. And to be quite honest, as weird as this may seem, loved his Black Panther, loved the movies. To me, I always see him as Jackie Robinson in 42 because he does such a phenomenal job. So clearly, his acting as an actor, it would have been a phenomenal career if he had not passed away.
And there was a movie he did again when he was ill called, I think, 12 Bridges.
Yeah.
I might have the title wrong, but I think it's 12 Bridges. And that is an excellent. A lot of times when people Marvel characters, right? Somebody's playing, Chris Hemsworth is playing Thor. Then all of a sudden he decides to jump into some weird movie where he's a hacker guy or fighting the government. It's not really received very well. It kind of gets shuttled off to subscription TV. In this case, Chadwick Boseman did really good roles. He was Black Panther, had more good performances, and then was Black Panther again. That's not easy.
62 Lefty, get on up. I agree. And Ed Weird, I agree with you as well.
21 Bridges. Thank
21
you, Ron.
Bridges.
I was sort of close, but and somebody else said it. Was it Ed Weird that said it? Black Panther's appearance in Civil War is one of my favorites. For me, one of the biggest lines of any Marvel movie. I mean, there's always the quotes, and of course, the number one scene is always Avengers Assemble, right? But there's a scene where they've had this big, long fighting scene. It's Winter Soldier, Captain America, Black Panther. They're rolling all over the place. Finally, they're all locked up, and Black Panther turns to Captain America and says to him, he doesn't, you know what I mean? He says it super calmly. The delivery here, he just says to him, "I'm the Black Panther and the King of Wakanda. How long do you think you're going to be able to?" And he murdered my dad. Thinks he killed his father. How long are you going to be able to keep him safe from me? And you see the look on Captain America's face, like, we got to work something out here, because I mean, obviously the story unfolded in a very different way, and the relationship changed between Winter Soldier and Black Panther. But at that moment, that's like a level of cool in a comic book movie. It's hard to hit. To me, that's on the same level as, before we get started, does anybody want to get out of the elevator?
No, I agree. I totally agree with you. All right, so Jay suggested we throw up the gift again, the free gift. Spawn number 311, Chadwick Boseman commemorative cover, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. All you have to do is throw up hashtag. What do we have up there? There we go. Hashtag LoveEXP for the giveaway, and we will do the drawing. Why are we echoing? I really got to get a tech guy, a real tech guy, not me, like the pretend tech guy. Well, let's push some buttons and see what happens, kind of tech guy. We'll do the drawing right immediately after the best offers close. All right.
That's beautiful, though. Holy cow.
Yeah. The tribute cover by Todd McFarlane. It's phenomenal.
Oh, Edward, that's right. That's another great scene that Black Panther has when you're like, oh, Zemo's going to die here. Right? You just assume you killed my dad, but at that point the Black Panther's like, you know what? I think we're going to call it a day here, right? Like, I don't need another, like Black Panther is at a position where he doesn't need to kill somebody to get his point of view or impress him.
Right.
That's hard to do in an MCU where somebody is getting shot like every 8 minutes.
And something interesting is, not to spoil anything, but there is a scene that's reflective of that in the newest movie, which I thought
yes. Yeah, there absolutely is.
Excuse me one second.
What's going on?
Oh man.
All right. Okay, let's continue with the show.
Oh no.
Let's continue with the show now.
Man, why did you knock over the Rudolph,
Oh
man?
no.
Bye-bye, Rudolph.
HR is going to take that out of your pay, man.
HR likes me. He hates the Rudolph too. Oh, I ain't stealing it, buddy.
No, stealing isn't the right word.
But we're right next to a major highway. Our office complex, 295. If you're from New Jersey, you know what that is. We're gonna see how Rex's arm still is. I had rotator cuff problems, but tomorrow when I get in the morning,
you got any heat left, man?
I don't know, man. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. It's weird. That's the one. That's right. That blinking red nose, knock it right off. Hey, yeah, Lars, man, it fixed the audio. See, I knew it was Rudolph. I knew it was Rudolph. All right.
Oh man.
So we're talking about
I like to think it's Jay in the control room just tapping the button, going, "I don't know what the problem is." Tap. I don't know. Really, you guys are breaking up. Tap.
He goes, "Oh, there's my pizza." Oh. let me screw with the sound a little bit.
We will probably discuss Black Panther more next week. We'll give everybody a chance to sort of see it, and then we'll try to discuss it more particularly. You know what I mean? In detail next week, what we liked, what we didn't like.
Well, no, because I'm getting ready to go into Submariner vintage books.
Well, that's fine, but I don't want to discuss. I mean, go ahead and do that, but I don't want to discuss like plot points. You know what I mean? There are people that have real lives that haven't seen this yet. I saw it 2 hours ago, so I'm trying to give
for the ninth time
to see it.
So you don't want us to talk about when Gambit shows up?
Yeah,
and he's played by John Stamos for some reason.
I can't believe the mid-card scene with John Stamos.
But I knew exactly where he was when he didn't pick up the phone. Okay, I mean he's a retired dude. What else does he have to do?
That was so funny, man.
I go, John's watching Black Panther again. Click. He'll call me back. He calls me back. Hey, sorry about that. I was just at the theater. The movie just. I'm like, are you kidding, dude?
I did. I got up. I got out. I picked up my phone as I got to my car. I was like, oh, Rex called. Wonder what's up.
Let me tell you, okay. If you were in between screenings, I know you'd be at a restaurant somewhere, so I knew you'd pick up.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. Depending on the meal, I'm either at my friend's Moondog Grill, great French fries, hot dogs, hamburgers, in the food court, across from where the entrance to the theater is, or I find I like to go to Yard House a lot. They have a lot of really good craft beers there.
I tried to take our friend Jim Kohorik out to lunch, okay, and I suggested the Yard House, okay. Whatever reason, they were having plumbing problems that day and were not open. I was very upset. I wanted their pork hamburger.
You know what?
That looked really good. I have not had it before.
They have 5 or 6 things there that it is hard to. Like you can now, they have a huge list, right? But I can narrow stuff down to a certain point. For me, the thing that's very difficult to pass on is they have a spicy squid ink pasta dish with fiery shrimp. And man, I got to tell you.
All right, Lars Man has a request, and then John will answer your question.
Sure.
But Lars Man, okay, you got it, buddy. You want to see that? And then that's what we shall do. Spider-Man 4 connecting cover sketch set by Ken Hazer. All right, so this includes Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 24, Amazing Spider-Man number 544 and 545, and Sensational Spider-Man number 41. All right, to make this 4 connecting cover set. And I got to tell you, when you're doing cover sketches on a regular cover, because of the thinness of it, it's very, very difficult to do. So, Ken had to be super careful about it. It is $199.99, and we have the one available for $99.99.
I was actually texting with Ken one day, and he told me a lot of times, because he doesn't necessarily, you know how there's like this conventional wisdom, like you can't do this, you can't do that, like art wise. He doesn't really subscribe to a lot of that. So a lot of times when he does something and people are like, whoa, mind blowing, how did you do that? A lot of times the answer is literally he just tried it. He grabbed this and grabbed that and worked. And, you know, it's almost like with cooking. You know, I don't know I'm supposed to do that, right? Don't put fish and cheese together. Well, then why am I selling 80 orders a night of lobster mac and cheese?
What are you talking about? Fish fillet at McDonald's is one of the best. Lars Man, I got you, buddy. I got you down, buddy. All right. So Lars Man has claimed it.
That is nice.
That's a really nice pickup. That looks great. That's a fantastic set.
Yeah, that is really cool. That actually was something my guys found for me. They know to look for any stragglers, single items that we still have left.
Yeah.
And that was one that they handed to me the other day. And I was like, whoa, get out of town. This is awesome.
That's crazy.
The Spidey Doctor Strange one that who picked that up? Somebody picked that up. Creative Key picked that up. That was another one of the finds. Yeah, Ron, I agree. It will look great framed. All right. So let's get to some of the vintage books that we have
Real
tonight.
quick, Edward had a question.
Oh, yeah.
What movie did I see the most times in the theater?
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame. Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it 37 times.
As you may not know, Edward, that question has come up before.
I saw it 37 times.
37 in a row?
I saw
37, baby.
I saw it 33 times in 30 days. And then I think we went away for a few days. And there was no immediate theater where we were. So then I came back and I wound up seeing it like the next 4 or 5 days in a row again.
Where did your wife plan this trip, man? No movie theaters around.
They had a movie theater that was being renovated a couple of years ago when Endgame was in theaters. We go to Myrtle Beach a lot. This particular time we went to North Myrtle, which is more residential, less touristy. Therefore, you don't have... You know what I mean? Like an insane amount of, they had a small theater that was being renovated. And the option was we would have had to drive like an hour. And, you know, people who followed my Twitter, my Instagram, whatever on Facebook, when I'm on vacation, drinking starts at about 11 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes earlier.
That's why I don't like it.
So there's not a lot of driving.
I don't like getting those texts from John in the middle of the day showing him at the Yard House, getting ready to go see a movie. Come have a beer with me. Dude, it's 11:30. I'll be asleep by 3. I can't start drinking at 11:30 unless
there's a place in Myrtle Beach that serves excellent beer mosas with freshly squeezed orange juice and a local craft beer that they produce there, a white ale.
I've never had a beer mosa.
And I got to tell you, man, that's a great way to wash down breakfast.
Jay, yes, I believe she did call ahead.
Actually, when we're on vacation, my wife is like, I'm on vacation from your movie deal. You know, she's like, if you want to go to the movies, don't call me, leave me out. Like when we were at Disney for Christmas last year, she's like, look, I know you're going over to City Walk to the movies. Leave me out of it, man. I don't, just text me when you're gone.
Oh, that's a shame, Sheldon, to hear that. All right.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of stuff. Myrtle Beach, where I stayed, was okay. Other parts of Myrtle and further down to Myrtle's Inlet, where we have family, they still, there were some places that hadn't recovered. They were still waiting for federal, state money. I don't know who's responsible for that, but there are businesses that are closed, people's homes that are damaged, and they're waiting for not just the money, but there's only so many builders in the area, right? Like a roofer, when 500 people lose their roofs, you know what I mean? There's only so many roofers to go around.
Yeah, it's going to be a little busy for
yeah.
All right, so let's get to the vintage books. We have first one up. These are all low price, so we didn't even really do the presumed grades on them. But first up, we have Submariner number 11.
Oh man, look at this!
And this one we got for $7.
Yeah, oh, nice.
The longer you stay, 62 lefty, the longer you stay away from your wife, the longer you stay together. I ought to know with 2 X's. Yeah, I guess so, buddy.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. If my wife wants the vacation or whatever, go ahead. The dog and I will be fine. Knock yourself out. Gil Kane cover? I don't know. Is it? Is that you know who would know? Can we get the publisher in here?
You can try. Never mind. Don't waste your time.
All right. Well, That is nice, man.
All right, Preston, you got it, buddy. It's yours. All right, so next up, Submariner number 21. And we have that one available for $12.
Wow.
Love the color on this one.
I know.
Yeah.
Sharp.
I mean, this is.
I mean, I want to say they're all in pretty good shape. I don't know that we didn't, because of the low price points, we didn't actually go through the process of doing the presumed grades. But this one, number 21, is available for $12.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this price point, this is like comic store price points, right? They're not going to get this stuff, and they're just going to say, "Here it is. You like it or you don't like it."
I love
it. Did look more like a Gene Cologne cover. I agree with that.
I love the reflection of the burning city in the water. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know what? Marvel Comics were in 15 cents for very long, but a very unscientific thing I've noticed. There is an inordinately number of cool covers from 15-cent books that like secondary characters like Submariner and Captain Marvel. Some of the covers are just wild. Like, I'm surprised the books didn't sell better.
All right, so then next up we have Submariner number 27. And we have this one available for $12 as well.
Wow.
There's some innuendo going on in this image, I think.
I don't see any collars.
I love the eye of the Kraken, though. He's got like the red eye of the Kraken. It's too cool.
All right. And then next up, we have Submariner number 42. And we have the one available for $10.
This is Gil Kane. It's got to be, right?
All right.
Wow.
And of course, we will do a Rex cap later in the show. All right. So then next.
Those are very cool, man.
They are very cool. So the next up, we have Submariner number 54. And we have one available for $7.50.
This was a very particular era for Marvel covers too, where they all had the same kind of trade dress with the background being in the square, and they all did that. Yeah, that was interesting.
It's not easy, and I've talked to a couple different artists over the years. It's not easy when you have a character that the slang reference is Spock and Speedos, right? And you've got to make this guy look cool. That's why a lot of times artists opt for that black costume to try to sort of, you know what I mean? Or they'll try to downplay the pointed ears a little bit. Because with Star Trek's prominence, there's just no way that comparison doesn't get made, right? And they're doing everything they can. I'm going to say 8 or 9 years ago, I was at a con, and I think it was Mark Bagley threw out there to even further shove away the Spock comparisons. He suggested making Namor and Namorito, which was in New Warriors, blue. Like, let's move them, find a reason to make them blue. Because Namorito, the blonde hair, but when Namor appears, it's Spock and Speedos. And the writer has got to kind of take this, a writer and artist have to do this, a lot of gymnastics to sort of get this over. I think there's something to be said for maybe, kind of leaving the green scale Speedos behind, trying to find something a little more. And I understand they just had the movie, and I don't know if this is a spoiler, but people have seen previews. Yeah. Namor is in essentially green trunks.
Preston. So go from Spock to Smurfs.
I don't know if they're talking about that blue.
All right.
I think they maybe meant like a Kree blue or Lady Dorma blue. I don't think they meant like, Smurfette blue.
All right. So next up, we got Submariner number 56. And we have one available for $5.
The Scourge of the Seven Seas. I love
the
that.
Seven Seas. I mean,
So this is like dollar box kind of prices.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a time to kind of, pick this stuff up, because invariably we're going to get more Submariner will get more. I don't know if we'll get a Submariner movie as such.
Right.
I think they left the movie open to the fact that, more could be done with the Namor character, Talokan, the Undersea City. There's a lot that can go on there.
All right. So then finally, last one, Submariner number 57. And we have one available for $5. All right.
This one has a collar. This cover has a collar. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it does. You are
How
correct.
many copies of these do you think Nick has in his personal collection?
I have
He
no
loves Submariner, man.
I have
My guess
no
is he's
idea.
got them in different grades. He found some.
So,
Okay, can you sign this for me? Sure, can.
what was I going to say? So on Robbie's Friday show, you had a very interesting topic that generated a lot of interest.
That's right. We sure did. Basically, we were asking if the MCU has run its course, because even though Black Panther's making a lot of money, a lot of people like that movie, but it didn't necessarily do much to get people excited for the overall direction. And it seems like nowadays, Preston's claiming Submariner 56 and 57.
I
But
got
it seems
you.
like
I got the
nowadays,
question.
I'm finding more and more interest waning in the overall story. More people now are picking and choosing. Oh, I'll wait for that. I'll go see this. I'll skip this. And it just seems like there are still people that are really into the MCU, but definitely it isn't like it was, right? So it was just a question we were pondering. Are we oversaturated right now with Marvel properties in particular?
Well, it was a good topic, and
I'm undersaturated. I want more stuff.
all right, so that's why I wanted to bring it up
They
because
take too long to make this stuff.
Robbie and I more or less agreed. So we need point to counterpoint. Okay. And I knew John would be the counterpoint. I mean, my God, the man went and saw Black Panther 9 times already. Okay. It's been out how long?
It was available here Thursday. I saw it twice on Thursday, twice on Friday, twice on Saturday, twice on
It's
Sunday.
Monday,
once today.
people. It's been 5 days and the man has seen it 9 times. It's unreal. Okay.
Well, you know why I have to see it so often? So that this
Do
way.
you know the employees by first name by this point? Hey, John. Hey, Billy. Hey, Amy. How you doing?
There is a girl there, Trishelle, who recognizes me almost every time I come in. She's
You
like,
think?
she's like, "Oh, hi, Pepsi Zero." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." She laughs too. She's like, "Oh, did you bring hot dogs today?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Do you want one? Do you want me to grab you one?
I actually bought a bunch of the theater employees lunch at Moondog one day. There was like 3 or 4 of them over there, and I was talking to Ira, and they came over and they had to get their lunch real quick, so they could eat it and go to the theater. And so they were like, "We'll have this, we'll have that, we'll
That's
split
nice.
fries." And I said to Ira, "Give them whatever they want, I'll pay for it."
That's nice, dude. That's really nice. All right, we got to take our second break. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner. Who would win, Batman or Superman? It's the age-old debate, except it's so much more complicated than that. Nerd Killer Warfare every week on The Experience is your chance to debate other nerds in the questions we've all been asking for years, except we take those debates and turn them up to 11. Go to bit.ly/EXP casting or scan the QR code to be part of the show.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure. A promise of excitement. A promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
All right, so we're back. I have no idea where John is. All right, so you know what? I think that, hold on. Who was it that said that? Now I got to go back. But somebody brought up a good point, and it's something that Robbie and I touched on Friday. Let's see. Where Rubenstein seems like the MCU has killed the whole big budget movie industry. And we touched on that. You know, what can replace it? Somebody asked. Who knows? I don't know that much can. And weird, that's an interesting statement about the screaming goats. I've brought that up numerous times. They make me nuts. So it does feel kind of like a jump the shark moment. But my concern is this. With superhero movies, Avatar, of course, yeah. With superhero movies that have kind of overtaken just about everything. We've talked about oversaturation, that whole 9 yards. But what about those? You kind of think that these superhero movies are now squeezing budgets for other films that get made, kind of like a Forrest Gump, movies of that nature that don't really have to do with anything like that. And Schindler's List, whatever you want to say.
Braveheart, Pulp Fiction, where these movies,
those aren't getting made anymore, because the field is so crowded. And
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we know you are.
I'm fine with that. I love Pulp
you.
Fiction. It's a great movie. If I have a choice between watching Pulp Fiction and Captain America Winter Soldier, I'm watching Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's crazy to me. I'm picking Pulp Fiction every time. That's crazy to me. I would much rather watch I love Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? But like, as much as I love superheroes, as much as I love superhero movies, I mean, there's a difference to me. Like tonight on PCP Movie Night, we're talking about The Godfather. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the movies that really stand that test of time. We all love Superman and Batman from the 70s and the 80s. We all have fond memories of them. But movies like The Godfather, French Connection, The Exorcist, Jaws, these are movies that, like, have something there. And you were talking about those movies in the 90s, like Braveheart, Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction even, man. That was a great time of original content or original ideas or things, film adaptations or book adaptations and things like that. And you still get these kind of.
You did. Did I hear The Godfather?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing The Godfather for our movie review tonight. And it's been a few years since I revisited it. So it was such a great revisit. And we got two people on the panel who have never seen it, never seen any of them. So we're doing The Godfather movies week to week now.
Goodfellas. Another great.
Goodfellas is great. But you do get those kind of films, but they're just in places like A24 or some of the smaller production companies. Like one of my favorite movies, probably my favorite movie of this year so far, is The Northman. The Northman was amazing. That movie is so good. I highly encourage anybody to check it out. I think it's on Amazon Prime or something.
Rudolph went through snowstorms.
Oh, did he fall down? That's a shame.
Amy came in here and knocked him down. We don't know why.
Don't forget to give her cash when you leave, John.
Let's see if we keep him away from
Tip out your alibi.
Rex, whether or not he sticks around. Keep him away from Rex.
Safe place for Rudolph, I think.
His office?
Yes. Yes, I think that's the safest place for Rudolph. is in Nick's office.
I agree, because that's where I find all the best
You know
stuff.
what the scary part is? Not that you could get it for that much. I actually got this at Five Below for like $3.
Great.
About 10 years ago, and he still works.
I'll give you $5 right now.
I'll give you $5
And I
right
promise
now
you,
to
I will
take
make
this
my
out of-
best attempt to toss him over $2.95.
No.
All right, I'll give you $6. And Weird, it's yours. It is yours. And Weird, I will ship that thing out tomorrow morning. All right, Nick's taking Rudolph. It worked. I love it when a plan
Real
comes
quick,
together.
and far be it from me to take the opposite side here, because I'd be fine if the government funded Marvel movies so they would get done quicker. However, what they're talking about is no one is.
If the government was in charge,
I know,
Endgame
right?
still would not be out. Okay,
I'd still be waiting on Iron Man. But the truth is, creatively, nothing is stopping. Creatively, Disney and Marvel are not stopping the next Godfather movie. Financially, however, when Rex and I are investors, we represent guys hundreds of millions of dollars to sink into a movie. We have two choices. A story that they tell us, blah, 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 I got to sit through. Maybe Rex is listening. I'm already reading comics on my phone because I'm bored, because that's the way studio guys are in 2022, right? And then the guy turns around and says, or for your $250 million investment, you can do, whatever the next Marvel thing is we're going to do. We're going to do whatever. And I'm like, give them the money. And you know what I mean? So what happens is they kind of are drying up the well for the movie. People are like, oh, movies are art. Movies start as money. Movies start as money because if they don't have money, then it's just a cool idea, right? So
I actually disagree with that.
When all that money goes to Marvel and Disney, I don't see where.
Well, everybody's trying to build a franchise, right? Yes. So everybody's trying to. All the investors' money, all the production money is going to trying to do that, and there's so much money wasted on these big epics that tank, that don't do anything, right? Now we've been in situations like this before. Films are over 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like,
which is wild to me, but yeah, I know, right? So, but we've been through this kind of stuff, but I think there's room for both. There's room for popcorn, big blockbuster, fun, giant splendors, things you want to see, giant explosions on the screen, but also there's room for smaller or even not so small, big like epics and stuff. They just gotta get good people to do them. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get good people to do them. They gotta kind of nudge people back. Like I said, everybody knows I love these movies. I have legitimately spent thousands of dollars on these movies in my life, and I'm happy to do it. However, I think the future of the MCU is going to look like this. There's going to be a lot more Disney Plus content and a lot less big screen releases. I think the big screen releases will become similar to what we have with James Bond. Everybody knows James Bond. Everybody loves James Bond. It's in the back of people's, cinema radar. They know one is coming, and then one will come.
But I would disagree with a statement that John just made. Clearly, movies have become an investment vehicle, if you will, a box office, ATM machine, if you will. But I disagree with the statement that it's money first, because the medium itself is a form of art. And it started that way and was created that way. And like any form of art, without an audience, whether it be a painting or a book or anything else, the art has to be appreciated. Now, eventually it can cross over into something that's more about money. But I think, Discovery WB or Warner has been a perfect example of that. Okay. If you put a bunch of executives in charge of creative content, you're going to come up with crap. Okay. And they're not making decisions. They're making decisions based on money. But what they don't understand is that if you don't right that ship, okay, and I'm not saying that the James Gunn move wasn't a good one, but before you guys did that, and you got to kind of think that how much of the blowback of, shelving Batgirl, the missteps that they've made along the way.
Well, I'm hearing more and more that shelving Batgirl was some kind of weird financial write-off situation.
But that's the problem. You see, that's my point, is that you had a bunch of bean counters sitting in a room looking at spreadsheets, making a decision about something that really, at the end of the day, is a form of art that the fans wanted to see.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'd put Batgirl on and take it off like that Magnolia channel where it's just like two obnoxious people fixing up houses all day long.
Well, but you see my point though, so that's where that gray area, and if you let the executives and the accountants make those kind of decisions, we've seen how that goes. We saw it with the latest FF movie. Once that starts to go that direction, then you stop creating art, you start creating merchandise.
No, I agree with what you're saying. What I meant was a movie starts, if it's based on a book, if it's based on something, the property exists. The movie doesn't start. The movie project doesn't start until there's money.
Well,
it's kind of my
here's
point.
The thing. Preston brings up an interesting.
Northman is excellent. By
okay, an interesting point. That's true, Preston. But that era of filmmaking is very different from this era, in that what they were doing was, it wasn't so much the topic of Cleopatra, it was it was Burton Taylor. Okay.
Yeah,
it was more the stars carrying. Yeah. It's more like stars carrying the blockbusters at that point.
Well, we saw that in the 80s with Schwarzenegger movies and Stallone movies. These were just essentially vehicles. Granted, Terminator had more of a story, but a lot of those other Schwarzenegger movies, Red Heat, Commando, whatever, maybe Commando's a bad example too, but there's a ton of these movies where it's just Arnold being Arnold.
Yeah.
Those
throw Arnold on the screen, give him a gun. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure he's wearing a tank top and carrying around something heavy.
Yeah, he goes to the gym, he works
the
out, he has some wines, you know what I mean? And other movies too. Yes, Stallone was Rocky, and some of the Stallone projects had a story. A lot of those movies are him just shooting and killing people. That was the 80s.
Yeah, but you look at Stallone and the very first film, which would obviously be Rocky, and he made that on a shoestring budget, telling a fantastic story, the everyman kind of person. And, his was more of an organic kind of growth, as opposed to Arnold was more, all right, we can turn this into a commercial enterprise, and it worked. But
the big difference there too is Sylvester Stallone is a writer and a director, right?
Yes.
So like,
yes.
And he follows that up. Say what you will about the Rambo films. I adore the Rambo films, but those are some of the films that John was talking about in particular, where it's just him shooting people. But that first one, First Blood, that is a magnificent film that I don't think can get made today.
Yeah, the first movie is a legitimate movie talking about a legitimate issue and how the guy works through it. The rest of them, unfortunately, just tend to be...
And weird. His favorite Arnold movie is Jingle All the Way. That was actually a pretty funny movie. But
see, for me, I look at it this way. Somebody comes into me and they have Robbie writes an amazing horror story. Well, no, horror is a bad example because I love horror. I'll always give horror money. Robbie writes an amazing crime drama. Looking through it, and he needs this money. Then Nick rolls in with, I want to make Vampirella. Vampirella, no pun intended, is the sexier project. Especially if they can get someone to be Vampirella who's, you know what I mean?
Well, in an age too,
actor like Kate Beckinsale is going to be Vampirella.
In an age too where less people are going to the theaters because the technology has increased to have a very nice cinematic approach to your viewing in your own home theater, right? And so like this was what, like when television came out, people stopped going to the theaters, right? And then it didn't like come back until the 70s, right? Yep. But so those smaller, more intimate stories, that your crime dramas, your romance, your sci-fis, things like that, a lot of that now is being put into like episodic television shows for streaming. So you're seeing a lot more of a range as far as streaming shows go, right? So you do have that. So,
well, I think Lefty puts it best. The big tentpole movies have lost story and focused too much on spectacle, and I agree with that. And perhaps this is the way that we're going to have to consume films of that nature that are more art-based. Not a big superhero movie, if you will.
I think they're going to pump the brakes on that eventually, because that's sort of like. That's a train that eventually runs off the tracks. Like they can only do, even people at Marvel and Disney have said, we've pushed too far, too long. We can't get this stuff done. They're going to slow up on their own. And I think eventually you're going to look at an MCU movie like a James Bond movie. Oh man, it's been 3 years. We're getting whatever.
I don't know. I don't know,
But
because
Disney
you've
Plus
got
is gonna have
you've got the accountants and the executives running, okay, and, running the show, and all they see is quarterly earnings, so I don't really care about
Well, in all fairness, like I said, I love this movie. I love the medium, but this movie, the second Black Panther movie, proportionately underperformed from the first one. They're off by about $30-40 million.
Well, that we kind of expected, but even Thor: Love and Thunder, did pretty well in the box office. But 62 Lefty, I will say this: I think Top Gun is an exception to that rule in this day and age.
People waited 30 years for.
Yeah, that was, even if the story was lousy, I don't think the box office would have hurt that much, only because there was a sense of nostalgia, just like Avatar. The sense of nostalgia will drive us back to the theater.
Well, that movie relies on spectacle too, though, right? Because the whole point of that movie is like Tom Cruise learned how to fly a jet, and it's going to look amazing. And I think, when they survey people, why do you go to the theaters? They want to see spectacle on the big screen. And I think that the studios have taken the wrong idea from that. Like, all we want now is just put as much spectacle on the screen as possible. And there you go.
Oh, I agree. That's a great point, because if someone asks me, why do I go to the movies? Flat out. Someone says, why do I go to the movies? To see something I don't see anywhere else.
Well, I think
my answer,
I think the one concern
or whatever.
I think the one concern is, all right, let's compare. I like live reindeers. It's that little bobbing head Rudolph I don't like.
Oh my God.
So just to answer Steve B's question, but Marcus, you bring up a good point. So let's look at it. All right, the first Star Wars movie had George Lucas borrowing, begging, doing whatever he had to do to put enough money together to get this movie done. All right, a lot of shortcuts, special effects, whatever, just to get it done. And it was an original story from an original, more or less an original book that Lucas had written. So the question becomes, how does that get made in this day and age? I have a new idea. Yeah, no, it's okay. We're going with Captain America here.
Well, you got to go on a smaller budget with a smaller production studio, like Everything Everywhere All at Once is a very original, groundbreaking film. I think that's hit a lot of people this year the right way. So they still make them.
All right. So Preston,
Ron made a good point too. I remember that. The First Blood movie came out, and one of the comments people made was they changed the ending.
Yeah.
Just like Lethal Weapon. Apparently, he was supposed to get killed at the end. More or less, like these guys have PTSD from the war or whatever, and they, Hollywood decides to change it. First of all, it's a terrible ending. Well, and second of all, like you said, with money guys involved, even then, even in the 70s and 80s, there's always some guy in a suit.
Well, the thing about George Lucas is I think he was that unique guy that kind of straddled both sides of it. Okay. He created obviously an enduring franchise, but he also saw the potential of it because he was the first one to start marketing the toys and everything else. So from that perspective, he saw it from both perspectives, and it obviously worked. All right. So Preston, let me throw another book out there and then we'll do a Rex Cap.
Rex Cap.
Captain America Reborn, #2, Cassaday 1 in 125 variants, signed by John Cassaday. Suggested retail of $99.99. We have 1. It's signed in gold. 3 of only 50 signed for $41.
Love that cover. Love that perspective.
If someone doesn't buy that, I might have to pester the publisher, who's one of John Cassaday's friends.
As long as it's not me.
I know.
That's all I care about.
Like, even talk to one of us. Get out.
All right. Yeah. And let's do that one. All right. And then I'll do the Rex Cap. Battlestar Galactica Twilight Command #1 Atlas Edition, signed by Michael Morrissey. Thank you, Robbie. All right, so that is signed in red. We have 1 available. Suggested retail $49.99. We have it tonight. Blockbuster special for $10.
When people talk about Dynamite, there's a particular individual, and I'm not going to.
You mean somebody other than you?
There's a particular individual who loves to kind of haunt the comic chats and say
that's not you.
Essentially, Dynamite only does girly books. One day I took the time to type out everything Dynamite did. And the person didn't even remember things. I'm like, do you remember Flash Gordon? Do you remember Battlestar Galactica? Like, do you remember these things? Like, I get it. Vampirella and Red Sonja tend to be front and center quite a bit. Have you ever heard of a book literally called The Boys? This is one of my pet peeves in the comic industry, when someone who should know better claims that Dynamite is quote unquote girly bags or girly books. Yeah, sure. It sells. We talk about it all the time. Vampirella, Red Sonja. Dynamite is so much more than that. The Battlestar Galactica stuff was so good. There was the BSG, and then there was classic Battlestar Galactica that had a great story. Dynamite's coming up on 20 years soon. And in that 17, 18-year period, there's a massive amount of stuff that was done. Not girly mags. So, you know what I mean? I've kind of talked to a couple different, Facebook group admins and said, look, man, if you want to let people post that, that's fine. But every time I see it, I'm going to correct them.
And there we go.
Was amazing.
John is stepping off his soapbox at the moment, so please be careful.
There's nothing wrong with girly
to break your hip.
There's nothing wrong with girly books, though. 100%.
Oh yeah, let me be clear. If I made it sound like I was bad, that was not the case. I don't like the reductionist view of anything. Really, I don't like the reductionist view of any comic book company.
It's the collars. All right, so let's do the Rex Cap. So book we just had up there, Captain America Reborn #2. Cassidy 1 in 125 variant, ratio variant, signed by John Cassidy. Suggested retail of $99.99. And we have the one available for $41, number 3 of only 50 signs.
Somebody should pick that up, man. And the orientation of this is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Then we had Battlestar Galactica, Twilight Command #1, Atlas Edition, signed by Michael Morisi. Suggested retail $49.99. Blockbuster price. We have one available for $10. Then we had Secret Invasions #3, DF exclusive alternate cover, signed by Mel Ruby. This is a best offer book starting at $10. Then we had Iron Man #1, CGC 9.8, Alex Ross cover. Suggested retail of $89.99, and it is a best offer book starting at $50. All right, and then the vintage books that are left. Submariner #21. We have one available for $12. Submariner #27. We have one available for $12. Submariner #42. We have one available for $10. Then Submariner #54. We have one available for $7.50. So Ron, Lefty, there's a new Rambo movie coming out next year. Is essentially Old Man Rambo. So yeah, it was a great franchise. Kind of sorry to see that Sylvester Stallone was locked out of the next Creed movie, or he's not in it.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like he was like he doesn't have any approval on it or anything like that. He's not involved at all, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So that's kind of a shame. I mean, I don't know the legalese of what happened there, but clearly he doesn't have the rights to it anymore, which is a shame, because that was the original Rocky movie was a tremendous movie. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone went through a lot to get it made, even. That's the amazing thing. And it was truly a classic movie. After a certain point, it gets a little jumpy over the shark, kind of.
Lars Man said he'll take all the Submariners.
All right, buddy.
Those really are kind of like comic shop. Wow, I'm glad they have these prices.
All right, Lars, man, I got you down, buddy. So that's #21, #27, #42, and #54, my friend.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, right before I went away, I popped over to Ontario Street Comics in Philadelphia, and they had really nice copies of Marvel's original Captain Marvel, 7, 8, and 9. And the guy took $20 for the 3 of them. And they were in nice shape, 7 and 8 were in nicer shape than the books I had now. And when you kind of get that sort of lucky day or whatever, it's a slow day. Prices like that I consider slow day prices. The retailer is sitting there. It's not new comic book day. There's not a ton of people in the store. He just wants to move some product, make some money.
So 62 Lefty, one of the idiot producers sent Lucas a note saying, "Can the Wookiee wear shorts?" After Star Wars did the money, Lucas went to financing the shooting himself and selling distribution rights. I can imagine why. I'm sure that every film has run into that situation, but now it just seems like the tail wagging the dog, so to speak. But we'll see what happens. We'll still watch it. John certainly will. He'll watch Marvel movies enough for the next 100 people combined.
Marvel, Star Wars too. There's a certain genre I like and I want to support. For me to sit there and watch a crime drama, it's got to go to the theater and watch it.
Right.
It's got to be something really good, especially if I can just buy it on demand 2 months later for like $7 and I don't have to leave the house. But there are certain things, obviously superhero movies, Star Trek, Star Wars. These are things that I will go to see multiple times.
So Stevie B, if that were true, I'd have to have my play card and it would be covering my face and I would also be giving signals. Okay. Excited about that game tonight, but all right. So Robbie and I discussed it on Friday. For me, it is a matter of saturation. With phase 1, there wasn't a lot. And it was all starting to come out. So I felt like we were all anticipating. We had very low to no expectations, right? Mm-hmm. Now there's so much out there. This was inevitable. Okay. It's like, I told a story. I told this on Friday to Robbie, right? So, and I found out somebody lives in Prince Edward Island. I forget who that was. I went with my family. I think I was like 12 or 13. I went with my family to visit a relative in Prince Edward Island. And if you know Canada, Prince Edward Island is this singular island way up north. And it's about probably not too far. Oh, that's right, Sheldon. Not too far away. And Sheldon, correct me if I'm wrong, where like Deadliest Catch and the crabbers and whatever are float out of the North Atlantic. And lobster obviously was super cheap. Okay. I mean, he was buying crates of it, my uncle, right? So unfortunately, his wife was not much of a cook. So, we didn't get a lot of variety. She just steamed lobsters and we had it for every single meal for 5 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay. I never thought I would be sick of lobster. I was. And after that point, after we left Prince Edward Island, I don't think I touched shellfish for 2 years. I was just so tired of lobster. I feel like MCU has kind of reached that point for a lot of people. Yeah, it's great. But it's every single day for every single meal. I can't do it, and I kind of think that that's the problem they're faced with that they didn't have to face in phase 1. Lobster. I never have lobster. Oh my God. Again? Sure. Again? Why not? Okay.
But that's why the McRib is only back for a limited time.
Wait, what?
It's why the McRib is only back for a limited time.
You mean smashed processed meat? Where are the bones, man?
McCartilage?
Where are the bones?
It's not a rib. It's McCartilage.
Thank you.
But if people like it, go ahead, man. Shout out.
That's worse than the MCU. That's so manufactured. I've had it.
I gotta believe somebody
times.
like Kyle said you're calling this ribs.
Well, let me tell you, the first couple of times I had it was because there was so much like hoopla about it. I'm like, I gotta try this out. People are driving like hundreds of miles to get one.
Yeah, they really are in some parts of the country. That's wild.
It was lousy. I'm sorry. I thought it was lousy. I hated the McRib.
Not a fan. And the other craze I didn't really understand was the fried chicken sandwich craze, right?
Oh, I like the pie.
It's just not that difficult to make a fried chicken sandwich.
Brian Weaver, thanks for joining us, buddy. Yeah, it's got the bone shape. Yeah, and formed by some human, into a bone shape. Preston, I will tell you, I was in Boston for a softball tournament with my daughter. You don't want to have the McLobster at the McDonald's. I'm just telling you straight up.
They have a McLobster?
They do.
Oh.
They do. They have a McLobster.
It's like a monkfish or something.
One of my daughter's friends ordered one for lunch. Yeah, she couldn't play in the afternoon games. Just saying, okay?
Oh.
It's rough.
Vile, man, vile.
Yes, they actually have a McLobster in Boston.
Oh.
Imitation meat. Yeah, probably.
It's got to be like crab with a K or monkfish.
No. It's real crab. From what part of the crab, I have no idea.
Ooh.
I have not, Stevie B, but I will because there's an Arby's not too far away from work. All right, we got to take our last final break. We'll be right back.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, hello there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome, everybody. It's Fat Jack's Comic Crib. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectables.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
Carmilla the First Vampire, coming out by Burger Books with Amy Chu, and you're watching The Experience.
All right, we're back. What happened to the rolling? These guys are stupid. All right.
We're back.
No, we're back. All right. Jay, we good, bud?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Usually y'all are silenced when the spots are playing. I don't know what that was.
No worries, buddy. All right. So John went back to see Black Panther for the 10th time. He heard they were giving away Black Panther masks, so he had to get one, of course. So today we had Ron Shepard send us that lovely gift. Thank you, Ron. And now we have Jeff Wedding here, who's joined us, okay, from Las Vegas, because he enjoys the show so much he wanted to see it live. That's the true reason. And I will take total and absolute credit for that, 110%. But
I was sitting there in the chat, and then all of a sudden I just got sucked through the iPad, and here I am.
We said your name 3 times.
That's right. I rose up behind a table like a manservant Hecubus.
So Preston, yes, he changed his shirt, his look. He has a beard now, and a really cool hat. Yeah. So, but thank you, Jeff. Jeff decided he happens to be in town, and with his wife, decided to come visit us and do a couple of things here in the Northeast. But so glad that you came by.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than Vegas.
Yeah, it is. A lot less fun as well.
Right across the river there in Delaware, so I figured I'd take the opportunity to see some folks while I was here.
Well, it's a lot less fun here as well. Well, maybe that's a good thing. A little bit of quiet for you.
Marcus, it's a great day for a Jeff Wedding. Thank you, Lars.
Thank you, Lars, man. I will say this. We love meeting our viewers. Obviously, we don't get a chance to meet people because we only see you in the chat. So it's really great to see Jeff here coming to visit us. Hopefully, at some point, hey, anybody that comes to the Northeast, if you happen to be in town for business, shoot us an email. We'd love to have you come on and join us. Love our viewers, love our community. So, now you're a big original art collector, right?
I don't know about big, but I've got a collection, and as Nick knows, it's mostly Star Wars. So that's my big focus.
Oh, that's a great segue. All right, so we have tonight a blind mega pack, but what I will tell you is it is Star Wars related. All right, so it comes with one CGC, one signed book, and one variant cover, one DF exclusive variant cover.
So is it up here?
It is.
Should I just grab it now?
So much for it being a blind pack.
What?
Jay popped it up. So first person to claim Star Wars.
There you go. You can look at it now. Everybody close your eyes. Don't look.
We need to explain what blind pack means.
It wasn't put together by a blind person, but that's all right. Whatever. All right. So I might as well read it off. You can throw it back up, Jay, at this point. All right. Includes Star Wars Bounty Hunter #1.
And Lars Mann claimed it.
All right. Never mind then.
Oh, nice one.
No, but read it, man. Tell everybody.
All right, hold on.
Put the image back up, Jay.
All right. So it is Star Wars Bounty Hunter #1, CGC graded 9.8. Star Wars #1, DF variants, cover signed by Greg Land. And Star Wars Vader Down, Dynamic Forces exclusive cover, all for $50. So you're getting all three. Good pickup there, buddy.
So every week from now to Christmas, we're not only going to have a gift given away in every show, so you want to be here Wednesday as well, and Friday, but we're also going to do on the Monday and Wednesday show a surprise mega pack for $50. So first person to claim it once we announce it, and Jay doesn't show what it is.
So
Jay's not working Wednesday, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but just for next Monday, we know. So, and the one thing I want to say, Stevie B, thanks for being part of the Bueller show this past Friday. So, Ronald is saying hi.
Hey, Ronald. Hey,
All right.
Marcus, Stevie B, everybody out there.
So, yeah.
And John's coming back because they ran out of tickets to Black Panther.
Not for John, dude. Claim all mega packs. All right, buddy. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so love getting a chance to meet our viewers. Jeff's been a very loyal viewer. Thank you, by the way. We appreciate it. It's like that Allstate commercial. I'm always happy when tens of people watch us.
Well, it's a great chat you guys have over here. A lot of good regulars, and it's fun. So as long as it's fun, you got to show up and enjoy it.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, we've talked about this before. When John and I first started this, we had no idea what direction, this was going to go in. And the viewers, as much as anybody, helped to guide the direction the show was going to go in. And, through the chats and stuff. So it just kind of evolved into this. And we, John and I have a great time doing it.
And none of you out there would believe how much spam is literally stacked out here in the lobby. It's incredible.
What's crazy is how much these guys love spam, but they all want to talk smack about the McRib. It's not so to me. It's like, what's the difference? Come on, y'all.
Hey, at least spam doesn't try to misrepresent itself. Okay, we know it's processed canned meat,
and it just comes in a square. It doesn't try to look like something else.
That's right.
It comes in the shape of a spam can, is what it comes in. It's molded into that shape, right? It's very similar to the McRib process.
I got to be honest with you. Robbie. When you try to mold that process cartilage into the shape of a rib, that's false advertising right there. Okay. I'm sorry, but what do I expect from a Dallas Cowboy fan? So Jeff, tell us, what's your favorite NFL team? Please don't say Cowboys. Please don't say Cowboys. Please don't say Cowboys.
So most of my family's from the Cincinnati area.
All right.
So I've been a cursed Bengals fan for a long time.
I can live with the Bengals.
And my wife's family is all from Buffalo. And there were some unhappy Bills fans this weekend.
Oh yes, there were. Yeah, they're stumbling a little bit, but got no problem with the Bills either.
Dropping the ball in the end zone, and then the dude just has to touch. That was rough, man. That was rough.
Turnovers in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah,
you can't win that way.
No, you cannot.
Dallas fans would know.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna have to give you a high five there, my friend. All right, that's right. You can't be tossing 2 INTs in a game, buddy. Okay. But
good luck to your
it'll be all
Eagles
right.
tonight, buddy. Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, I'm just saying, you guys are behind the Giants now. Just saying.
I know.
With your multi-million-dollar quarterback, boy, that was money well spent. Hey, what happened to Zeke anyway?
He's hurt, so that's what happens, brother.
Gee, that never happens. He's been so healthy through his career.
Rex, you've been so cordial with me this year so far in football season, and you're really laying it on thick.
Hey, we're getting halfway through the season, okay? All bets are off now.
You're talking smack about the McRib. You're talking smack about my Cowboys. I'm going to have a conversation with Nick and be like, look, I got some demands if we're going to continue this.
There's a certain checklist that needs to be put into play.
Well, what's going to happen is on Friday on Robbie's show, it'll
all reverse.
Well, no, it'll be who are your 10 favorite Dallas Cowboys that you watch? And weird, I like that. Cooper, is it still too soon to talk about Cooper Rush? Or just saying.
6-3 is pretty good, man. A lot of teams would love to be 6-3 right now.
How many of those games did Cooper win? Just asking. Is it more or less than Dak?
Well, the Cowboys won all 6 of the wins. How about that? There you go.
Oh, we're going that way, huh? All right.
I know Green Bay would certainly like to be 6-3.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers seems to have their number, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Oh, boy. Lars, man, Zeke has a knee thing, but he will be there when it matters because he is a free agent. Well said, Lars, man. Well said. All right. So let's do another book. We got Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids #1. Joe Simcoe signed Atlas cover. Suggested retail of $49.99, and we have one for $19.85. I agree, Preston. I'm really enjoying watching the Jets this season. You know what the difference is, Jeff, between the Jets and the Cowboys?
What would that be?
Well, beyond the fact that their record is similar, but the Jets understand what they're going through. Okay. They understand what their team is. Whereas the Cowboys, for the last 25 years, this is the year, guys. This is the year we're going to the Super Bowl. Did I mention this before, Robbie? They haven't been in the Super Bowl as long as my daughter has been alive, and she's 22.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. What, my daughter's 22 or? Oh, Lars, man. Look at that, buddy. Lars, man, feels bad for you, man.
He should. Look at this abuse I'm taking just because of the football team I decided to like when I was a kid. Get over it, man. Come on.
All right. It's okay. It's okay. This Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids is coming out to you. Okay. As a gift from Lars, man. Soothe your feelings.
I'm glad somebody appreciates me around here.
I know how hard it is, buddy. All right. It's okay.
Oh, that's right. The Lions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Barry Sanders, wasted career. I feel so bad for that guy. He was such a phenomenal running back.
So, as I mentioned, Cincinnati Bengals, we always had the opportunity to look down on the Browns and the Lions.
Yes.
So, we knew there was a way to fall, but at least we had a little bit of a buffer.
Well, you still have it because the Browns, no matter what happens,
well,
I mean, come on. They bring Deshaun back. It's still a bad PR.
There have been a couple years in the last few seasons, though, where the Lions really looked like they were going to make a run.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
I know. But, there have been some surprises this season. You look at the Dolphins, obviously. I'm happy about obviously the Seahawks and Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I didn't think anybody could escape the Jets ruining quarterbacks, but he managed to do it. I got to give him credit. So love seeing that. But we'll see what happens. This is definitely upside down season this year. Nobody thought that NFC East. Come on. Last 2 seasons, NFC East, NFC least. Okay.
Well, but now we're hitting the point of the year where, weather gets cold in some of those places. And, as the season goes on and the injuries mount up.
Yeah, that's the problem.
There's still time for everything to turn around.
Yeah.
At least one.
That's a very good point. All right, so 10 minutes to best offers, and I can get through the rest of these books. All right, so let me do a Rex cap on the best offers. Still available, Secret Invasions #3, DF exclusive alternate cover, signed by Mel Ruby. And it is a best offer book starting at 10. And then we had Iron Man #1, CGC graded 9.8, Alex Ross cover. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have one available. It is a best offer starting at 50. All right. So what, about 10 minutes left, I think you said, Jay? All right. So let's get to the rest of these books. We got Batman number 50, signed by Tom King. Suggested retail of $49.99. And we have it one available tonight, number 59 of, 310 for $19.39.
Such a romantic cover.
Ed Weird. The Detroit Lions rebuilding since 1957. I love it.
This Batman wedding is as much of a lie as the McRib, by the way.
Well said, sir. Well said. Stevie, let's see. Ron has a question for you, Jeff.
Yes, I'm going to go into the Witness Art Protection Program.
This is not a good way to start.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
This will be the last time anyone sees me with this face going in for surgery next week. So
now we're going to bring John in real quick. And this is the new Jeff wedding. All right. So he's visiting for a wedding. Good guess, Marcus. Wrong, but good guess. All right. So Justice League Endless Winter number 1.
This is what you do.
Signed by Ron Mars.
Thanks for
suggested retail of $39.99. We have one available, number 15 of $70 for $15. All right. So, oh man, we got everybody in the house now. Not sure I would take culinary advice from a Scrapple lover. That hurts me, 62. That hurts me deeply.
Yeah, that's another thing. You always talk about this Scrapple stuff, and y'all talking smack about the McRib. Come on.
Dude, again, Scrapple does not misrepresent itself. In the name, Scrapple. It's made from scraps. Okay.
Yeah, it does not come shaped like a drumstick or anything.
Thank you.
It's just a block. Again,
It doesn't say pork rib sandwich. It says McRib. Come on, y'all. McFib is part of it, right?
Everything in McDonald's has the Mick in front of it, dude.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Do you think that's
With
really
the
a
you have
hamburger?
to embrace the McFantasy. I can see.
All right, Lars.
Embrace the McFantasy. I love that.
Let me be clear. I love Scrapple.
Oh God.
Generally speaking, my culinary advice is of the professional quality.
If you can actually transform Scrapple into something that looks appetizing, then yeah, it's totally in the culinary realm.
Rex earlier in the show talked about
Scrapple cheesesteak.
Rex earlier in the show was talking about his love of the Filet-O-Fish. So I don't need to hear anything from this guy. Okay.
Hey, that's real fish. Okay. All right. And again, they don't represent that because it's square.
Fish is in the shape of a square, Rex?
That's right. That's not misrepresentation. Just like Spam, just like Scrapple. Okay. McRib, you actually take the time to have some guy shape it.
If food is square, it's legit.
I just came by to get this Psylocke statue. Y'all
Thank you.
Crazy. Y'all have a crazy.
Amy, don't let John leave without a search. Get the.
Amy, what are you talking about? Amy and I were almost out the door. We were going to see Black Panther.
Get the wand, Amy.
Amy.
Oh wait,
we have talked about loving Vienna sausage on this show before. We've talked about
again.
It. There we go.
I like cream chip and beef.
Although I will say in Appalachia, those are Viennes. I mean that's what we call them. So,
Preston, the old SOS. Oh man! All right, let me get through the rest of the books. We got let's see. Ooh, one more CCA. Mighty Avengers number 1, signed with Kang cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
Oh wow, he really did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's very pop arty with the coloring there. I like that.
It really is, isn't it? Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $75. All right, and then we got 3 Dynamite books. Potted Meat, great on crackers. It is Spam's kid brother. You're right.
We talk about this in culinary competitions all the time. You can do a good dish with lobster. You don't have to have a ton of skill to make lobster or ribeye taste good. You just have to know the culinary basics. When you're in a culinary competition and it's like the Spam round or you pick last, like a lot of times if you win the first round of a culinary competition, you get the last pick in the next round. So maybe I had a great round with like a bacon grilled cheese sandwich, but now I've got to deal with like, Vienna sausage or jerky, and I got to find a way to make that taste good.
Well, why do you think there's so many Spam dishes coming out of World War II in Asia? They had to find a way to make it.
We've talked about this before. That's like considered legitimate ethnic cuisine in like Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philippines as well.
That's, lobster, to this day, I believe most of us prefer it. You know, there's some interesting ones, lobster mac and cheese, but if you get an opportunity, you want the full lobster, right? The lobster tail, because
Thermidor, Imperial, like whatever the sort of.
Because lobster mac and cheese is because you're kind of trying to jib me on the lobster meat. I get it. I understand.
No, I have found out that most people that love lobster just really like melted butter mostly. Like
I agree with you.
I like melted butter as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I like melted butter as well.
It's just an excuse to eat just melted butter.
I'm just saying that I'm not gonna misrepresent like the McRib. That's all I'm saying.
But if you had a McRib with a shot glass side of melted butter, I'm in. You've got me convinced.
That's a good point, Jeff.
I'm in, Robbie.
I'm gonna have to consider that. That actually is. You know what? You bring me some melted butter, I'll try the McRib again.
Oh my God.
All right, so last 3 books of the night, we have Immortal Red Sonja number 8, Virgin limited edition cover by Joseph Michael Linsner, suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $40. And then we have.
A great cover. I love this whole story. This thing where the kind of chainmail shirt. This whole story is really, people have been following it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for people who maybe haven't picked up the book yet. There was a lot of talk in the beginning of, they just changed Red Sonja's outfit for whatever reason. No, that's like an integral part of the story. And as the story progresses, it gets better and better.
Right.
And of course,
and Joe is such a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing San Diego Comic-Con as an exhibitor, his booth was always across the aisle from us. And one of his main guys that helped through the weekend actually would drive down from Vegas. So I'd hang out with him the rest of the year, and then we go to hang with Joe.
That's a name drop, everybody. It's a name drop.
Oh, yes, that is a name drop.
Ooh, I qualified a name drop. Nice.
All right, so last 2 books. Next one is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, number 10.
We really need to get Maker's Mark on board as a sponsor for this, man.
Virgin limited edition cover by Arthur Sudam. Suggested retail of $50, and we have the one available for $40.
How happy do green covers make me? More and more of these we need to see. Emerald Signature Series.
Talk to the publisher.
Like he wants to hear that again?
As long as I don't have to.
This is another one of those very suggestive covers, y'all. I'm just saying.
No collars even.
Yeah, but there's plenty of other representation.
Well, this is going to trigger a debate about the breed of snake. I'm aware, but.
All right. Last book of the night. Vampirella Mind Warp number 3, FOC Incentive Virgin cover, UV cover by Lee Rixley. Suggested retail of $50. We have one available for $15.
Yeah, that looks great.
1.5.
That's awesome.
There's the collar cover.
And I'll tell you right now, people are enjoying this. Mind Warp.
Right. Preston is claiming.
I kind of have a little bit of inside baseball, having talked to the public, have talked to the writer quite a bit.
Gotcha, Preston.
Absolutely, stay on board with this book, man. There's some swervy stuff coming with this book that I'm looking forward to.
All right. So, did I forget anybody? Nope. I got Preston on Sheena. All right. So, wow, that was a quick show, wasn't it?
It was a quick show. I'm always picturing that groan when a creator sees my text. Like, what is it now? What does he want? We'll have questions about this. All right.
Which creators? The show's not over. We can get a couple of name drops in.
Well, Vampirella Mind Warp is Jeff Parker, and I've been terrorizing that guy like since the day he got on Twitter because I love all the stuff. So
what you're saying is he needs to take a shot as well.
I don't know about that.
So, Jeff, have you seen Black Panther?
I have not.
You can go with John. He's going probably
Amy
right
and
after.
I don't know if I could keep pace.
What's that?
I don't know if I could keep pace.
Well, he'll sneak you in for free.
Yeah, but it's not going to be one showing.
It doesn't have to be free. I just get 2 tickets with the app, man. It's not sneaking anymore. It's just like I need 2 seats on the aisle and we go.
They're like, hey, John.
There are certain theater employees that are like, oh, this guy's back again. You really like the movies. That's the most common thing I get. Wow, you really like coming to the movies. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
To be a retired. Oh, Preston. We didn't do the 10-pack yet. All right. So Dynamite 10-pack reader set. As always, 10 random Dynamite titles. Suggested retail of $40 or higher. So each book will have a $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, as thank you to our viewers, we do it for $5. So 50 cents a copy. You really can't lose there.
Edward wants to know if you did the giveaway.
Oh my gosh, we didn't. We got so Jeff showed up.
There's still so much show left.
Next
I
week,
know.
this show will be Jeff and Amy.
All right. So, Jay, my friend, are you ready? All right. So I'll give everybody one last chance. Hashtag love EXP. And the prize is Spawn number 311, Chadwick Boseman, commemorative cover, CGC graded 9.8.
Robbie's thinking you got to find something better to do on Monday nights.
All right.
I'm a celebrity. I'm not doing this anymore.
Just come up here and get berated because of my favorite football team. It's great. It's fun.
Don't worry. He'll pay me back on Friday. All right. Go ahead, Jay. Spin it.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Boom.
Ken Bird.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ken.
Man, this is an awesome, what, they just email you? Your shipping
Well,
information?
actually, Kenneth, if you can fill out the submission form, buddy. I think we do have your address, but I don't remember, to be quite honest. So, Jay, if you don't mind throwing that up for Kenneth, I don't know if he's still with us. I do believe I have his email, but that's on my my
Robbie
laptop.
wants to know where's his stuff, man.
What? Who?
Oh, Robbie wants to know where's his prize.
I sent that Pony Express.
Yeah.
Well, Larsman got me the Mad Balls Garbage Pail Kid book, so that was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no.
Don't
Because
you
Rex
worry,
was-
Pony Express is coming next week.
And it's got a wooden case full of square meats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to be shaped into a rib.
I like square meats. I like shaped meat. Let's just say that. Okay.
Wow, that's such a loaded comment on so many levels.
No, but it's funny when you take a piece of Spam, you take a cookie cutter to it, and you start getting a little heart-shaped.
I never
Spam
even
stuff.
thought of that. See, that's why you're retired and I'm not. But again, I want to thank everybody, all the viewers, Jeff for coming
thanks,
out.
Jeff for popping in.
As always, John, partner in crime. But Ron, got to thank you again for the gifts. It was so unnecessary.
Ron, that was super
so
generous,
cool.
man. Thanks so much.
It really
Very
brought a
cool.
smile to everybody.
We really have to stop charging him for books. That's just not right.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. You know, contact the publisher, okay? Again, I'm Lars Man, getting the Mad Balls Garbage Pail Kids for Robbie. I mean, it's such a great community.
Robbie, thank you for spending an hour here with your otherwise successful YouTube career.
Hey, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, and I want to thank Jay for pushing the buttons behind the scenes. Making the show actually go. All right, so we will be back Wednesday at 6.
New comic book day.
New comic book day with Alec. I'll be on with Robbie on his channel, Pop Culture Philosophers, on Friday for the topic of the week, which I'm almost certain will be who are your top 10 Dallas Cowboys. My list will be extremely short. Again, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you, Jeff, for popping in.
Oh, thanks for letting me swing by.
All right, so we'll see you guys. And don't forget, Nick's
what's
Art
next,
Show,
man? What do we have next?
original art at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday.
Jay, do we have something else next?
I have no idea. Do we have something else next?
We
Jay?
we have Miss Moss with Jenna coming up next.
All right, there you go.
Another good one.
All right.
For Miss Jen.
So take care, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.